Quran. So we have to think about it and follow that verses about honesty and truthfulness. Yes, the verses at the beginning of my speech that I recited to you says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu attaqullah wa kunu ma'as sadiqin. Oh, you who have faith, be wary of Allah and be with the truthful. And encourage us that you have to be friendly with those people who are honest and truthful. Your relationship with your friends, your children, with community members, and also your husband and wife, the relationship should be based on truthfulness and honesty. That is what the Holy Quran tells us, and it strongly recommend every Muslim believers and faithful that your relationship should be based on honesty and truthfulness. And there is another verse of the Holy Quran. إنما المؤمنون الذين آمنوا بالله ورسوله ثم لم يرتابوا وجاهدوا بأموالهم وأنفسهم في سبيل الله أولئك هم الصادقون. The faithful are only those who have attained faith in Allah, in His apostle, and then have never doubted, and who gave jihad with their possessions and their persons in the way of Allah. It is the key who are the truthful. It is they who are the truthful. Being truthful can always be honest, and always be honest. When you are honest, you can have that similar characteristics. Only those are the honest people who give or who dedicate, for example, portion of their money and wealth to the people who are in serious need. So now, as we have already recited and touched two verses of the Holy Quran, let's see what the traditions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, says about being honest and truthful in hadith from the Prophet Muhammad. Quran wa Sunnah. We have already talked about Quran. Let's see what Sunnah says. An-najatu fi sidq. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, says salvation is in honesty. It is not a very small thing. Salvation is very important thing in your life, and you have to be honest. If you are honest and truthful, then you will receive salvation. Honesty and truthfulness are the key to all goodness and purity. قال أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام. Now after Prophet Muhammad, we have seen that what Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, says. Let us see what the commander Ali alayhi salam says. إن لأهل الدين علامات يعرفون بها صدق الحديث. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, there are signs for religious people, for the faithful people, for the firm believers, there are signs. One of them is truthfulness. If you are having a strong or firm belief in Allah, if you are an honest Muslim, if you are a faithful person, there should be some signs. And from your behavior, from your attitude, from your sayings, that we have to see it. And one of the signs that we can see that you are a good person, a good believer, is that you are an honest person, you are a truthful person, you never lie. This is what Imam Ali alayhi salam says. Let's say what Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam says, that these nights belong to him. And we gather here to commemorate his martyrdom. So, what is his view on honesty and truthfulness? Imam Hussein alayhi salam says, "As-sidqu izzun wal-kidhbu ajiz." Imam Hussein alayhi salam says, truth is honor and lie is a sign of weakness. The person who tells lies, the person who is dishonest, definitely there is a weakness in him, in his personality. There is something that he wants to hide behind his lie. And there are lots of things that this honest person want to hide behind his being dishonest. So that's why Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam says the glory is with honesty. If you want to be a glorious person, a proud Muslim, a good person, then you have to be honest and avoid telling lies to your friends, to your families, and to your community members. Those who claim to be the followers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam must be the most truthful one. If you are coming here, definitely we love Imam Hussein in his way of life, that he sacrificed his life, his family, all his possessions and belonging to save Islam and Islamic way of living. So we have to follow them. When you're talking about your Imam, Imam means your example. When you're talking about your Imam, you have to follow their footprint. And you have to do what they did. Otherwise, only coming and talking about your Imam, but in action, you are doing different things. You are not following Imam. That means that we are not a truthful person. Only words, only acknowledging in words that you are, have a high respect to your Imam, it doesn't really show anything about you being a good, honest person. When your behaviors or when your attitudes, when your character, when your relationship is good with the community members, with your friends and everything, then we can claim that you really understood your Imam, and you are following him, and you really love your Imam as an example, as a role model in your life. Believe me, some young fellow, my brothers, got a role model in their life. Think what type of role model you got. When in sports, you got a different role model. When you go to music, you got a role model. You are following them, listening their music, using their t-shirts to look like a billboard for that company or that particular person in this world. But if you are following your Imam, then you have to follow truly. You have to understand your Imam, how he lived his life. What was his advice for me as a Muslim person to live my life? How should I how my relationship should be with my friends, with my family, with my community members? If you are listening to the advice of the Imam and trying to be honest and truthful, then you can claim to be a proper Muslim and a faithful person, understanding your Imam. Look, my friends, sometimes when we lie, there is always reason behind it. Every problem starts with